has bad dogs never do feel guilty. They work for the piggy. Make your head feeling dizzy. Aren't I part of this family? Or is everyone just tricking me?
So here's what's interesting about this guy. This guy's kind of like a... What's interesting, he's an interesting archetype person. He seems kind of like a musical theater gay militia guy. Like that seems what he... No, what is this? Like, that's musical theater. He's doing like, you know... Silly, come and kill me. The CIA runs all our cities and this is that. I mean, there's something going on here with this guy.
Okay, that move was
that he... But no, when you hear something like that coming out of your son's room, who's however old, 32... You say to yourself, you go, hey, man, I mean, this is like fucked. This is not good. And you got to move. Can you play the neighbor? The neighbor had a great reaction to this because the neighbor is basically just like,
Judy?
Let's play Judy's reaction.
You just don't wake up in the morning and think, you know, I think I'm gonna cut his head off. Give me a little something to do today, you know? I can't even believe that could happen, but it happened.
The nearly unspeakable event happened at 7 p.m. Tuesday when Middletown Township Police were called to the 100 block of Upper Orchard Drive in the Levittown section to find the victim, 68-year-old Michael Moan, decapitated in the downstairs bedroom. According to court documents, in a nearby bedroom, the victim's head was found in a clear plastic bag set in a cooking pot.
It just makes you aware of, you know, the issues that are prevalent in our society, and you know, it's a horrible, tragic incident.
Investigators learn of a video posted to YouTube by the victim's 32-year-old son, Justin, in which he rails at the federal government and lifts his father's severed head to the camera. Tracking his cell phone, police trace Moan to Fort Indiantown Gap, nearly 2 hours away, driving his father's car.
One of the worst things about this story is the father can't retell the story. You know how great it would be, the father to retelling the story is like, my son cut my fucking head off. He cut my head. My son cut my head. I wonder how he did it. I guess he killed his dad first. I don't want to get too gruesome here, but
he did it.
He did it. He did it. He decapitated his father. He cut his father's head off. Can you imagine that?
I'm just really struggling.
I was sitting down to somebody today. We're having coffee in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is so severe. Everyone, the energy there. Everybody's like these white people. You know, this comic, this guy Jeff, really funny comedian I started with. He used to say that people in Brooklyn all act like extra. Or they all dress like extras from The Wire season 2, like they're all dock workers, doing Carnhart and everything. And all these like people, like the strain of like, you know, intellectual pursuit in Brooklyn. It's all very heavy and severe, and none of these people look like they're having fun. And every coffee shop has like a sign that says "End Racism." It's like now, while I'm eating my scone, and you're just sitting there, and all these people they're all reading books, or they're on their MacBooks, and they're, you know, typing away furiously, and everybody seems angry and mad, right? And I was talking to someone, and I was telling them, I'm like, I haven't been around in a bit. Like, I've just been on the road a lot, and I've lived in L.A., and on and off, and Texas, whatever.
Well, we got some passers.
Florida, New York, whatever. And
Two connected passers are worth a rook.
You know, it's just funny because I forgot how severe that environment could be. Like, and it just seemed like one of those places where, like, they put up the hostage posters and people rip them down. It felt like that's all they did all day. I feel like no one there had a job except putting up hostage posters and ripping them down. I feel like that was the Jewish hostage poster goes up and then somebody rips it down. And that's what I felt like it was. And I was reading about this guy while being there. And I was reading about his behavior. And it was, you know, it was just I had to take a walk. I'm like, this is very heavy. I'm in this coffee shop and everybody's heavy, and I'm reading about this guy and it just feels, you know, felt like there was heaviness all over them. But the person I was with I was talking to them about this, and they were like, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. It's always someone that says, I go, what? I just don't understand.
Okay.
I think people really
Yeah,
I think
we
people
win the
think that
bishop, and
everyone
now
who
it's a
disagrees
draw.
with them is capable of this, and that's the problem we have now. Is that I don't think everyone. I would say everyone in Brooklyn's severe and a bit annoying. I don't think they're all beheading people. I don't think they're all. But it was just interesting the way they said that. They were like, "I'm surprised this doesn't happen more." I'm like, "You're surprised people don't cut their fathers' heads off in a bathroom more often?" Really? I was kind of surprised at this one. I was kind of shocked at this. You're telling me that you're not surprised. You're like, what's surprising to you about this, Brooklyn guy? You're surprised that this isn't happening on the daily? Like every day, somebody's not hacking their dad's head off. What kind
Fucking
of world
hell.
have we created? That someone's like,
What is this shit?
oh, yeah, that story where he cut his dad's head off? I'm surprised that doesn't happen on the hour. You go, really? And I don't know if that's something people are just saying to seem tough
Oh my
or
God.
hard or cynical or
6 seconds.